Hey everyone, my name is Patrick. I am here today because there is a new Impassable feature that was added to OpenFront.io, and as always, I am using things as they weren't intended. Instead of using it for its purpose, which is to block the launching of nukes, I'm going to use it for artistic license. So what I've decided to do was take about, I think it's like 16 to 20 of the current maps, and I've edited them slightly. And in this case, basically what I've done is the first pass here of what I'm doing is primarily the elimination of extra oceans and seas, light touches to themings. If it's an island, making it round, establishing a general design language. What I've come up with, I call Metro. So I actually thought of the New York City Metro style with the little swirls at the they come at a 45-degree angle, so to speak. If you give me 1 second here, let me bring up. Let's go through and we'll take a look at Baja California first. We will go ahead, add a gold multiplier on there, start the game. We're going to quickly run through these maps. So as you can see, this is just the regular map. It's got the corner cut out like it's been a photo pushed into a book, like there's a cutout in the book, or maybe it's like the great state of Nevada in the United States, you could say. Very, very basic edit. You can see there's lots of sea here on the side. Nothing's really getting in the way. Let me choose a spawn. This island was already close to the edge, not that it made much of a difference. I could have cut this in more. Maybe I'll do that in the future, but for the sake of this experiment, I decided to leave this open for now because it is the open ocean. In this case, for this map, I went with a straight line. I didn't go with a curve, which you'll see on other maps, and the reason why I went with a straight line is because, well, the plate tectonics in the area can demonstrate right here that there's a line going across, so I kind of just went with the vibe, and the end result is this here. Let me fast forward. It's you, and I have no issues nuking at all, so that works perfect. Okay, so let's go back to the main menu and go on to, yes, I am sure I want to go back. We'll go on to Phosphorus. I like this one. No nations, no tribes, all the gold in the world. Okay, so from a distance, it's essentially a hexagon. It's just the normal map, but with the corners cut off. Again, just like a postcard in a booklet. Let me go here. Wow, that motion is a lot smoother since the last update. And I'll go up here. And let's add some fast forward. Yep. Eight. And this is one of the circumstances where it kind of bumps into it, but if I actually go for the landmass, you can see that it's not really a problem. I guess if I'm trying to hit something out in the middle of the ocean for some reason, I don't know why it would be there, but let me go and underside it, and it's still perfectly fine. Go back. Diddier. Diddier is a special one. So the two ones you've seen before is what I'll call straight cuts. I'm going with either the landmass, I'm going with a solid angle, 45 degrees in some of them. Did is a little different. This is one of the few maps that I think an outline works best. This is also one of the few maps I'm actually adjusting the gameplay. So I'm being very clear about that. I am adjusting the gameplay of this map. And how am I adjusting the gameplay? So let me go ahead and I'll spawn here. I'll fast forward. It's a very minor change overall. As you can see, the outline affects the range of the missile. You have to go under the rocket, whatever you want to call it. You do have to go under in certain circumstances, in certain areas, particularly the ears and the certain bulges. I have done my job and made the outline wider. It's not perfectly tight. If you'd like, I can make it a little wider, but I kind of like it being a tight outline because it is supposed to be a character, and this one is unique compared to all the other maps that are on here. So this one aside, all the other maps have minimal change to the gameplay, at least for now. Let me go back. I don't want to favorite it. Let's see here. This one I probably don't have to play too far. I like this one a lot. This is the first one I did where I did this large curvature and it looks like a globe. I like it a lot. It really looks like a globe. It's like your standard Europe on a globe and you're seeing it through the cloud coverage. I think maybe I might local host says turnstile error. Well, I don't care about that. Maybe I'll make it a slightly larger curve, but I kind of like the curve. It works with the distance from the land masses. This one's a little bit further away, but it keeps with the other two. Gulf of St. Lawrence. On this one, I have opted just to do a straight line because I felt like the tectonics in the area felt that way. Like I tried doing a curve, it just didn't feel right. The land mass doesn't imply a curve. I have a straight edge here. I have some straight edges here. I did my best to make it work. Maybe this would have been a better map to leave the way it was. I'm not sure. Maybe now that there's these different design quirks, this map would have been made differently from the beginning. Again, this is me doing different experiments and seeking approval for this to see if this works. But this is more of one of my neutral designs. I'm perfectly happy with this. This is just eliminating dead ocean. It doesn't get in the way of anything. It's nothing crazy at all. But really just cleaning up the map and the way the look of the map and making it unique. This is a open front map now. This is unique to the open front design. Now the next one is Iceland. Iceland is another unique one in this that I've rounded all the edges. In this first pass of my attempt here, my general rule has been I am not to make the maps any larger. I'm working within the existing map border. So what I've done is I've taken the map and I've added a little curve on the four corners, and that's it. I'm not doing any other crazy edits here, and I think it's rather nice. I think this is unique to Iceland. There's a few different maps like Hawaii. I couldn't make work with the existing borders, so I think with Hawaii I'm gonna have to end up making bigger, and the end shape will probably be more like more like a banana shape. I'll have to figure that out. The same thing for, there's one or two other island nations where they might end up more like bean shape. I'll get with other designers and see how they feel about those. But something matching the silhouette. And this one, in this case, I went against the grain because the silhouette of Iceland is so irregular. How do I pronounce this one? Juan de Fuchsia Strait? Gosh. I hope I don't get any hate in the comments. I think this one turned out really well too. So this is the opposite of the positions. It's not exact though. It kind of just goes with it. About here is the outer edge of the map. It's a very simple edit, but it makes it feel like it's the ocean. And I think by now you can see there's a certain pattern forming. The islands, they're round on all the sides. When there's a bay, it's curved like this on the outside of the bay. And there's a few other random edits. Let's see what else we got on the list. This is another one. I was thinking about putting a straight cut here, but I sided with a curve. And this is probably my best example of what I mean by a design language. This is what I would refer to as Metro. As you can see by the shape of this, it's perfectly fine being a square map, quote unquote. There's just all this extra ocean. We don't need all this extra ocean. And just like in a brochure or a pamphlet, when you're getting on the train or visiting a city or traveling down a roadway and you're just visiting an area, you will have these inserts, and then sometimes on the corner there will be a little cutout and it'll have information or whatever. It's a design language, and that's what I'm going for here. This is what you need, and this is what you don't need, right? So why have a whole bunch of ocean here? It just doesn't make any sense. And I think it looks rather nice. It doesn't have to be this fancy outline. Not everything has to be this cookie cutter perfect thing. Let me see what's the next one on my list. New York. New York is the sister to the last one, right? Curve on the bottom, and again you're starting to see the design language, and you see how this ties the different maps together. Now all these maps appear that they're part of the same collection. They have similar attributes about them, not just the colors. Let's go to the Nile. I actually rendered the Nile because the Nile was blue in the GitHub. Again, I can make the curve wider maybe, but this is frankly pretty wide. The curve of the ocean is wider than the curve of the land, and it's giving the impression of the curvature of the earth, I believe. And it feels better than a flat square map. It doesn't need to be a flat. This part down here, this can be a flat square map. Maybe not. Maybe in the future this will be a different shape in the corners. Like this area doesn't have to be, but this can be a bay. This can be an arch. Northwest. Ooh, yes. Okay, so when I show you northwest, you'll understand exactly what I mean by the phrase metro as far as the design cue. This is what I mean by metro, right? This looks like something. this is one size of curve. This is a different size of curve. I could have put another curve over here, but I decided not to do so because I thought it felt excessive for this map because there was land nearby, and something about the two corners kind of even this out. The whole point of the map was there's a landmass on this one side and a landmass on the other side, right? Or something along those lines. So the border of the map is implying the theme of the map, and by me cutting off this edge, I'm changing the theme, something like that. Yeah, I'm saying something like that too many times. In contrast, let me bring up everyone's favorite map, Oceania. This one, it was okay. I felt it was okay, and it kind of looks good. It looks like a blurb, doesn't it? And it highlights that this is the corner of power. There's nothing going on out here. Is there anything going on out here? Is there? I thought there was islands out here. I could have sworn there were islands out here. I didn't eliminate anything. Yeah, there were islands out here. Wait a second, I'm confused. Yeah, there are supposed to be islands out here, and I don't know where the islands went. I didn't do anything to this other than the borders. I'll have to check this one. That's not supposed to be that way. Okay. Well, I'll get back to that one, guys. Sorry. San Francisco. San Fran. Sorry, TriStar, cutting up all your maps. San Fran, I like it because you can clearly see, just like Baja California, the cuts right through. So I just continued. South America, I believe, is another good example of the Metro design queue. Yeah. And the curve matches the tail of South America. Curve up top. Stuff up here in this corner. And then down this corner there's something else. So not that I meant to do that originally, but... Oh, and I think this corner is... This is a slightly smaller circle, and this is a larger circle. I can't recall. Malaka. I do want to take a second and pause. Actually, give me a moment. I need to change the settings here. I do want to take a second and pause and test out Malaka in a little bit more detail. Gold, more gold, so much gold. Malaka, 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 Malaka. Straight to Malaka. Should that be fine? Yeah, let me try this. I need more gold, but I need more time. Wow, that's a fast boat. Whew. Holy moly, that's a really fast boat. Yeah, that appears fine. Yeah, that appears fine. Alright. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. And of course, you know what's going to look really good? You know what's going to really look good? A round map. A round map's going to look good. Would you look at that? Wow. It's like it was made to be a round map. Whoa. It's incredible, guys. Wowza. I think in celebration we should reduce the islands from 13, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah, to 12, and add like hands in the back or something. It's about time that we have round maps. And speaking of round maps, I've also gone in and adjusted the tournament maps. So now the tournament maps, as you can see, compared to Diddier, they have a much wider border around them, which should not affect any gameplay. It's not meant to affect gameplay. So overall, the only one of the ones I've shown should be Diddier that has any kind of change that might maybe affect people if you're playing on Diddier's ears for some reason. Otherwise, everything else here is purely cosmetic. It's meant to design. It's meant to tie everything together with a certain design language. It's meant to set a certain look for things in the future, and it's meant to prevent slop, because now that I can draw anything that I want, the most dangerous thing that we can do is not provide examples of what is expected. Anyway, those are the edits, at least in my first Impassable update. I do have some other maps that better utilize the feature that I'll be showing off in the future, but today I'm just showing off these updates, and I will be doing more of these updates that are a bit more invasive, but I'm starting with these simple ones for now. Alright, thank you, and if you like what I do, I would appreciate if you subscribe. Really, I'd appreciate it. Thank you, and have a good day.